Hello. Welcome back to my podcast. Um, Today I want to talk a little about change and what that has looked like for me. I recently was visiting a friend, and one thing she said that stood out to me that I have heard other people who I look up to and mentors say that their friends or family noticed in them. And it's crazy to think that that day had come up in my life. And so what that was I was visiting a friend. We haven't hung out in like a couple months, and we have, busy lives, and so it's hard to get together. But anyways, we're together, we're sitting and we're talking, and she just says, you know, you literally look different. You feel different. And I just kind of brushed it off, but I couldn't help but keep thinking about it. I've been thinking about it since I hung out with her, so it was like 3 or 4 days ago. And I felt like I want to speak on it. So, what is different? I've done a lot of things that are different. My friend had met me when I was in my worst moments of my life. But we became best friends. And so she saw me past all that. But anyways, so hearing something like that from her, it really means something. So what did I change? What makes me look different? Because I might look different, but I don't really. I'm still this person, but I changed how I treated myself first and foremost. I would say the biggest and most important relationship you can have is with yourself. And being that is, how do you talk to yourself? How do you treat your body? How do you show up for yourself? And I really had to sit there and be conscious and aware of how I was treating myself in relation to how I prioritized other things like my job or my friends when they called me, or my parents and family members when they call me, and I am right there in a second. But then for myself, did I go to the gym? Did I make sure I have my meals prepped? Am I doing things that make me feel good first before jumping to everyone else's aid? And then also, am I even doing those for myself ever? And I wasn't at one point. Now I consciously make choices because I know it's gonna make me feel better at the end of the day. And by next week, and then one thing I tell myself, am I gonna regret working out? No. Am I gonna regret eating a good healthy meal? No. Am I gonna regret not answering that phone call because I know they're just gonna sit there and vent and I don't have the space for it right now? No, I don't regret it. You never regret putting yourself first, okay? And that was something I had to learn. It's hard. I still have to remind myself every single day, like, did I do anything for myself before I run up and start living and doing things for others? I believe that one of my biggest insecurities now is my people pleasing. I hate it. I feel like, why? Why am I morphing myself into somebody else so that this person likes me? So my boss appreciates me, so that my customers keep coming back, even though they don't even know the real me. They love me. People say they love me. I'm like, you don't even know me. But I'm not allowing people to know me. I'm not allowing others to even have a smidget of myself because it's for me. But then I'm also not experiencing myself by myself. When was the last time you did something just because you felt like it, you wanted to? That wasn't a coping mechanism. It was genuinely because you want to feel good and this brings you enjoyment. One thing I just started doing was reading again, and I really like, self-help books. That's a lot of stuff that I read and listen to, but I also love like really fun books. So this is by Dolores Cannon. She's like a metaphysical author, and she's done a bunch of work. But this is called Five Lives Remembered. It's a really awesome story about hypnotherapy, and it's beautiful. But yeah, like I genuinely enjoy that, and I read that every night, and I'm excited to read it, and I don't want to put it down when I'm reading it. It's so hard. Um, that brings me joy and fills me up. That's something I like to do. A lot of the stuff I love to do, I tend to have resistance before doing it. But the stuff that isn't so good for me, I want to do, but I don't necessarily feel good after doing it. So like the things that I resist a lot is going to work out, journaling, meditating, doing my breath work, reading, doing my schoolwork. And when I accomplish all these things and it's done, I feel great. I feel so good, like I did something for myself. And when I'm doing other things like just mindlessly scrolling on TikTok, mindlessly watching YouTube videos, and wasting my day doing absolutely nothing. Some days I need a day to do nothing and just, we need to let our body rest, But when I'm doing those things constantly and not giving myself the space to be me and be alone and take time to do things that I like, I get back into more depressive moods. I've worked really hard at keeping my body and mind out of depression, and it's hard. But with having not necessarily routines, but rituals that lift you up, you can kind of reset and get yourself out of a funk. My little ritual that I've started is I definitely, please shower, but like I start with a shower and then I do my whole face skincare routine. And then maybe I put on some makeup and maybe I put on a cute outfit, and then I go out and I don't have to like necessarily spend money, but like maybe I take my dog out. I'm recording, doing something creative with my energy. Those are where you start finding who you are underneath it all. And then as you start doing more things for yourself, you start questioning everything you do. Like, why do I go to this job? Why do I sit here and let this person constantly vent to me? They've never even asked what I have going on. Why do I allow people to walk all over me? Why do I let this thing provoke me to anger? Why Do I let these insecurities affect how I react and treat people? There's a lot more that come up every day, depending on the situation. But the beautiful thing is when you start actually asking those questions, like at first it feels like, wow, there's so much wrong with me or things I need to fix. You know, you don't really need to be fixed. You don't need to do anything. Like you are you because of your life experiences and the things that molded you. What you need to do is just become conscious of what you're doing. Because there are times of where like I'm not necessarily doing what makes me feel good afterwards or aren't in my highest alignment of the life that I want, but I'm conscious of my decision. I'm actively choosing to binge eat. I'm actively choosing to smoke weed, to numb my feelings. I'm actively choosing to go out and drink so I can feel pretty because I was feeling insecure. I am actively choosing those things and I'm aware that I'm choosing it. It does make it easier to not do it as much when you are conscious of your choices. Or when I'm in the middle of a binge, or when I am noticing that I'm choosing those things, or I don't do it for as long, or I don't do it as much, you know? I believe that with the life that we've been given and our upbringings and how our parents have programmed us, and because that's all they know, and we're in the age of information and we have so much information around us that if you're actively choosing to be unaware, you are actively choosing to be unconscious. You are actively choosing your reality and being at the job that you hate, being at the being this shitty person that you don't like, or indulging in these habits that you don't want to do anymore. You choose every single day the person you want to be. Every day is a choice. Every action is a choice. Every food that you pick, every drink that you choose to drink, every moment and second that you choose not choosing yourself, that you choose to live for other people, is why your reality is the way it is. And coming to terms with that was really hard. And right now, I've chosen so many different realities already. And you know, when there's something I don't like and I don't like how you change it. You change your behavior, you change your thought patterns, and you change your beliefs. And it's not easy. I'm saying this like oh, you just change it, you just change it. It is work every single day. Every single day, every moment. Like I'm saying, like I have to be on top of myself. And then we have these programs that like, and you do get to autopilot. When I'm at work, I'm on autopilot. So that's why I'm like, these people don't know me. They don't know nothing about me. They don't even know my thoughts and dreams and hopes and who I really am at my core. Like, I cannot wait to start living a more fulfilled life and make money for being me and living in my purpose, because right now I make money and I feel like I'm poisoning people because I work coffee. I make these super energy drinks that are terrible for people's heart and that are pumped with sugar, that are like throwing their insulin out, you know, jackpacking that insulin out. And then now they have, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just all these things, and I know, oh, jeez. And I know it's like not healthy. I know it's not good. And I'm somebody who's really into holistic health and I'm not saying you can't have a coffee and can't have an energy drink here and there. Like, we're human, we like these things. I'm just saying I hate serving it every day because I feel like I'm going against everything I believe in. And I do feel like a lot of the things in the life that I've been given, with the information I've been given at the start, with what my parents knew and what their parents knew, it goes against everything that I am. I don't believe in organized religion anymore. I believe in religions. And I think that there is beautiful aspects in all of them, and that I kind of, little things I learned that I enjoy, I kind of just take with me. I am just a spiritual person who wants to live my highest self and be the best person I can be, but also be human and protect myself and have discernment and be powerful and empower not only myself but others. So when I feel like the way I'm making money is not empowering, how can I do a good job? How can I actually make the money? I'm not making the money I want. And I've noticed that God puts me in these positions that I have to leave at some point. And not just in jobs, but with relationships. And it's just like, these things are not empowering me. These are not making me feel good. And I feel shitty. And it's like, how do I have to let go and release. And then making the conscious, hard choices of, are you going to choose yourself or are you going to choose what's socially acceptable? Or are you going to choose what your brain thinks is the correct choice? Or are you going to do what feels good? Are you going to do what's calling your heart? I really want to live a more heart-centered life with love and authenticity. And I won't lie, it is scary. I'm resistant to being myself. I'm resistant to sharing my thoughts. I'm resistant to change. To be honest, before I started recording this, I was crying because I know I need to release and let go of this old me. I'm grieving the other person that I was that got me here. It's scary thinking about doing everything differently. It's scary about, I'm given this space and this time to save up money to move out on my own because I'm currently living with my mom. But I'm also using this time and space to build the career that is going to fulfill me. So one perfect example is my mom. Really, like I've shared in my other video, I have gone through esthetician school, but nobody around me understands why I'm not working for somebody. My pride is too high. I don't want to work for anybody. I've done it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to rent a booth from somebody. I don't want to rent from anybody. If I'm going to put money into something, I want it to be mine. I'm not going to share my craft with people and it be taken away, or life circumstances make it to where I can't pay the rent. And before anybody says anything, I know if I own my own business, I have to pay a rent or a building fee, property taxes, I get that. But for me, the purpose of it would be that it's mine and I'm taking care of it. Whereas this person, if they're not paying, person that owns this whole building is not paying their rent, and I have this booth, that can be taken away from me because of their, I don't like the relying on somebody else when this is something that's super important to me. And I have learned that people are unreliable. So with something just important like that, I just don't want to do that. Also, I do love being an esthetician and doing services on people. But there's also this side that's still not going to be the only thing that fulfills me. Sharing my life and my mindset and sharing these changes that I've implemented into my life are what feels more true to me. I want to help people recognize their fullest potential and feel empowered to go for what they want, regardless of what their family thinks, regardless of what their friends think or their church thinks and all this stuff. We need to stop taking our value and validation from people who aren't ever gonna do what we want to do. to people that aren't living the life that we want to live. Sorry, it sounds really messed up. Stop taking advice and listen. You can definitely listen and have, you know, good understanding, and listen to the people that you love and like hear their point of view. But don't take it to heart if they're not doing what you want to do. Take advice from people who are living the life that you want to embody or that you see for yourself. Live the life that, like for instance, my mentors in my head are people who are coaching, people who are out there changing people's lives and working with people and actually building them up and building up their businesses. And that's what I want to do. I want to help people find their purpose and stop being a robot and working for companies that could give two shits about you. And this isn't to say that some people's passions are working a 9-to-5 and they love being a secretary for their doctor's office, and they are saying they love being doctors and dentists and nurses. Like, that fulfills them. They love what they do. They feel like they are helping others and making a difference. Me going to a job every day does not. I feel depressed. I hate being anywhere. I don't feel like anything I'm doing is doing anything. Yes, I have good conversations with people and I give them a cup of coffee. But the fuck, I don't care. I'm killing them. The coffee's bad for you. It's bad for your heart. It's full of sugar. And half the drinks y'all order is disgusting. I'm just getting angry because it's like I'm just so tired of being in this loop of nothingness. Just getting a paycheck and then doing what with it? I don't have enough to fund what I love. I want to travel. I want to meet people of all different walks of life and see what their experience was and how they've looked at it and how I can learn from their experience. And I want to connect with people more than just, oh, how's the kids? How's the wife? Oh, you're going to the gym? Cool. Oh, you went and saw your grandparents this weekend? Amazing. I want to know, what fuels you? Like, what does your soul want you to do? Are you living in your purpose? Have you ever thought about being anything other than what you are? What got you here? What was the hardest moment in your life? What made you shift who you are in the past to today? What was that life-changing moment that shook you at your core? I want to know people's hearts and souls. But I have to be ready to bear mine in order to receive that. I have to be vulnerable and take the first step. And it's scary. I'm ready for a shift. Today's episode is a little bit very raw and just me kind of ranting, but thank you to anybody who listens. And if you feel the same way, feel free to message me or leave a comment down below. What is your heart telling you to do? What are you working on? What is your passion project? What do you feel like you're missing? This was all over the place. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your days and get conscious, get curious about who you are. You have to live with yourself for your whole life. Stop trying to figure out and understand everyone else when you haven't even sat and understood yourself. Alrighty, guys, I'm out of here. Hope you have a blessed week, a blessed month, and, get conscious. Bye-bye.